All right, peace and blessings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Richard Taylor, and I am back with another video from Taylor House Publishing. First of all, we want to give all praises to the Most High for allowing us to be here today. And I thank each and every one of you guys who are tuning in to this channel. For those of you who have subscribed, liked the channel, shared the channel, I really appreciate that. And also for those of you who are new, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button. Now, I've been on sort of a hiatus for about a week and some change, but now we are back to business, exposing a lot of these stories that flying under the radar, especially with injustice, corruption, and outright debauchery, in which this video is one. Now, this video was sent to me once again by another one of our faithful watchers. And this is about 43-year-old Robert Brooks. Robert Brooks was an inmate in the Marcy Correctional Facility in Albany, New York. He's 43-year-old. I think he was serving a 12-year sentence for assault or something of that nature. And this video that you're about to see is about the torture, the what they call modern day lynching of this man while in police custody. Now, it looks like to me he's being transferred to somewhat of the medical facility or the infirmary. It looks like he's in a medical facility inside the prison, but you're going to see about 6 or 7, 8. I hate to call them correctional officers, because that would give all the correctional officers who perform their duty a bad name, but these are people posing as correctional officers, and you're going to see them basically beat and torture Mr. Brooks to death. Now, there is no sound on these body cameras, so I'm going to play the video for you, but I'm also going to narrate some of the things that you're going to see, as well as interject some of my own experiences that I've experienced while in the custody of police, and some of the things that I have encountered or endured, which are similar in this nature. But without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and play the video for you guys, and you guys tell me what you think in the comments. And so there you see a body cam, and it gets blocked for a minute, but there you can see an officer punching. And you're going to see that from a different angle soon. And I don't know if this is intentional right here where they are blocking this out, but there you saw him hit him in the chest with a shoe. One officer has a shoe in his hand. And there you see one officer with his foot in his chest. Another officer strikes him. And then they are kind of hog tying him there. And this from an article says that they're stuffing something in his mouth. And mind you, he is handcuffed, by the way. There you see him striking him again. One officer actually looks like he has his hand on his groin. And they're holding his elbows down. You see him get struck in the sternum again. Some officer looks to sprinkle something over there. And there you see them coming in with some ties, to tie his legs down. Hog tying them, so to speak. So they're hog tying the man. And there he is. They're holding his elbows down. They're already pent behind him. You see the man. Now watch what they do with these gloves. Pay attention to those gloves. You know, they got 2 or 3 guys with some gloves, and they're tapping him on the sternum. Now that's a technique that they said they use to see if a person is still responsive. Now here, the man looks definitely unresponsive already, and they yank him up. You know, he's all bloody. They yanking him up. He can barely keep his head up. At this point, people feel like that his neck has already been severed. And here you got also pulling him by the ear like a little kid. And you can imagine what's and there were evidently they asked him something and the officer didn't like it, so he strikes him again. You can actually imagine what they are saying to him. You know, and you see the man can barely hold his head up. And at one angle, you can see actually that officer's back in the background laughing. Now, why are they putting on these gloves? Take a look what they do to him. Now he grabs him up by the neck. He barely can stand up, meaning he possibly is already paralyzed. Now they bring him to this wall, and you see that they are kind of blocking the view because they don't want to see. But look at you guys. What are they doing? They're pulling down his pants. Now, imagine what they're going to do to this man. Actually, now the camera goes out. Now, right there, I think that is where they're sodomizing him. You know, they're sticking their hands up his rectum. Now, we're going to see this other angle. You can see him in the corner. Watch this. You can see him actually in the corner. He's still in that corner. One guy's washing off his hand. They have him face to the wall, and you see them pulling down his pants with gloves. And look at those guys just smiling and laughing. And there is like an orderly right there. He knows, so that camera went blank. But there you see them after that. Now they took off his inmate clothes. Now he's unclothed. Let's just say that. Unclothed. Now, after they've taken him over to the wall, and no telling, and now here's another angle. Now, this is when they actually bring him in. Now, this is how they bring the man in. Hog-tied. Now, he's probably already been beaten before he even got there. And this is obviously an infirmary section of the prison. And so this is these guys congregating around, sort of like they used to show you those pictures where black men hanging from trees, and you know that they're taking pictures and posing. And so this is the other angle of the events that you just saw. You're going to get a little bit clearer view of what is happening. You see the officer with the shoe right there, striking him. One officer is just, and he's so weak, man. These guys are so weak. And here's the big man. Watch the big man come in and put his foot, like he donkey kicks the man. Now, of course, he puts his feet up, to kind of protect himself. Now they're going to say that he's kicking them, probably. Now, all of them are hanging out in the hallway. You see some hanging out in the hallway just to make sure nobody comes in and sees what they're doing. But you see that guy, he has stripes on, so he's a sergeant. And you see there they go again, punching him. And they're asking for something to tie his legs up. But that guy right there, he's a sergeant. Or, he has 3 stripes, whatever those 3 stripes mean. And here's the guy that comes in with some kind of ties. And look at this guy. He looks like a concerned medical person who wants to, or, render some aid. But here you're going to see, the other angle. And it's a couple of more minutes. I know this is hard to watch. But if it's hard to watch for us, imagine, what Mr. Brooks had to go through in enduring this. And you see this officer, evidently he's not really wanting to be that much involved. This is, they've already beaten them, and now they have them once again strung up. Now they're putting on the gloves. Now watch, like I said, the gloves are very significant, because if you remember back in, those days, that's what they would do. They would actually sodomize the men and, castrate them and, keep their genitalia for souvenirs. Like, this is the savagery of this mob mentality right there. And there's no black man in the picture with these guys. These are all white male men, if we can call them that. But these are evil demons, like to do this to him. So now he's in the corner. They're pulling down his pants. They have him up against the wall, and they're, just violating this man who's clearly incapacitated, cannot defend himself. And look at him over there laughing and smiling. And I think that is the end. I think that I couldn't watch anymore. And so Mr. Brooks, as a result of what you just saw, succumbed to his injuries on the next morning, December the 10th, 2024, almost 3 weeks ago. And of course, the video has reached the public. There is the usual outrage, the Black Lives Matter and justice for Mr. Brooks. And, there's articles all around. The New York governor is calling it a heinous and senseless act, and she's going to expedite the $400 million plan to improve cameras in the facilities. All right. But what difference does it? This is on camera. You don't need to improve the cameras. It's already on camera. You need to improve the disciplinary measures on someone who does this. That's what you need to improve. The consequences for these actions, as one scripture says in the Old Testament, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. If you do this to someone and they're in custody like that, then your life needs to be handled in the same manner. And then and only then will I think we will see a decrease in these activities. But she says, okay, well, I'm going to expedite this funding. A lot of experts weighing in, one guy, he was, what did he say? Let's see what this guy said. And these are the kind of the explanations that some people give. Okay, and this is what I want you guys to see. Now, this is some guy, and he says these are the explanations. So this guy says how experts are responding. My jaw hit the floor when I saw it. Although Brooks was previously alert, he does not seem to move or react to stimuli after officers pick him up. This could have caused a devastating spinal cord injury, the result of which will be immediate or almost immediate paralysis of the body, including the respiratory muscles. And here is one of those justifications. Just because someone is handcuffed does not mean they cannot be subjected to force. However, and this is a big however, if someone is no longer a direct threat to the officers and is complying with instructions, it would certainly be excessive to strike them, choke them, etc., etc. Peter said potential excessive use of force is evident in the video when officers are cleaning blood off Mr. Brooks' face and then began to strike him and continue to strike him and grab him for the next 30 seconds. And I'm going to stop right there. He said potential. So the fact that he already has blood on his face and beating, that's not evidence of excessive force while the man is handcuffed. These explanations right here are a slap in the face of justice. And many of these officers, the article says, have already been cited for excessive use of force. And these are prison correctional officers, meaning that they are in control over confined settings. People in confined settings that have no recourse, that have nobody to call, that have nobody to advocate for them. These are the individuals that you're supposed to call when you are having a problem in prison. So many people don't realize that when you're behind those walls in prison or in jail, you are at the mercy of people like these who are easy to rewrite the narrative to say, oh no, you were being combative and we had to restrain him. Like you see, this man in this picture had no fight in him, and they continue to beat, to assault, to torture, to sodomize him until his death. And so these things are needing to be exposed. I've had several cases in the past. Shout out to Miss Sheila Arnold and her son, who was beaten and unalived in a Wabash correctional facility in Indiana. And I may bring her back on again. And a lot of other people's, and I myself, in a detention center in Virginia Beach, was nearly choked to death while I was trying to swallow some illegal substances that I had. But they literally was choking me and holding my nose to prevent me from swallowing the substance that I had. Now, granted, should I had the substance in the jail? No. But they were literally willing to unalive me to make sure that I did not get that substance down my throat and they could hit me with an extra charge. Or if I did so happen to succumb to their hands around my throat, their knees in my back, their hands on my forehead pulling me back like that, and their fingers on my nose, and they would say, well, no, he expired while trying to swallow substances. We didn't do anything. And that is the way the narrative goes. So being that I've experienced near-death situations at the hands of jailers, correctional officers, prison staff, whatever you want to call them, that I hold this story close to myself as well. And so this story, I'm glad it got out. What's going to happen to these officers, that remains to be seen. But my condolences and prayers goes out to the family of Robert Brooks and anyone else whose family has experienced the horrific acts of some of these correctional officers, detention officers, prison staffs that we've witnessed in this video. But once again, I thank y'all for watching and tuning in. I thank y'all for donating if you have donating. Most importantly, sharing and liking the video. I really appreciate y'all. Make sure, once again, y'all visit the website, TaylorHousePublications.com. And, if you like, buy my books and things like that. And also, if you want to have a story that needs to be shared, please share that in the submission form. Or if you would like to publish a book, please reach out as well. Once again, 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings. Thank y'all for listening. Peace and love.
Stories to Wayne County News. Get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Lake County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love the most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you on your feet.
Taylor House, we got the scoop.